My name is Jack. I never imagined the hardest lesson of my life would come on my 70th birthday. When I called my only son that morning and asked him to have dinner with me, he sighed and said he was too busy with work. I smiled and told him I understood because that is what parents do. We hide our pain so our children never have to carry it. An hour later I put on my best suit, picked up the small birthday cake I had bought for myself, and headed to the restaurant alone. But the moment I walked through the doors, my entire world stopped. There he was, my son, laughing with his wife, and sitting proudly beside them was her mother. There was an empty chair at their table. It should have been mine. I stood there holding my birthday cake while they celebrated without me. They thought I would quietly walk away. Instead, I made one decision that changed every life in that restaurant forever. Story. I had never asked my son for much. After losing my wife 15 years earlier, I learned how to live alone. I cooked for myself, cleaned my own house, paid every bill on time, and never interrupted his busy life unless it was important. My birthday came only once a year. Turning 70 felt special because my late wife always believed birthdays should be celebrated with family no matter how simple the meal. That morning I looked through old photo albums. There were pictures of my son learning to ride a bicycle, pictures of fishing trips, pictures of school graduations. Every memory reminded me of the sacrifices parents make without expecting anything in return. Around noon, I called him. He answered after several rings. "Happy birthday, Dad. I was going to call later." I laughed and thanked him. Then I asked whether we could have dinner together that evening. His voice became serious. "Dad, I am really busy today. Maybe next week." I told him not to worry. Work comes first. When the call ended, the silence inside my house felt heavier than ever. Still, I refused to spend the evening feeling sorry for myself. I shaved carefully, wore the blue suit my wife loved, and walked to the restaurant where we had celebrated almost every birthday together. I even bought myself a small chocolate cake because everyone deserves at least one candle on their birthday. As I entered the restaurant, I heard familiar laughter. I looked across the room. There sat my son. His wife smiled while talking happily. Her mother sat beside them enjoying an expensive meal. The table was decorated with flowers and desserts. They were not busy. They were celebrating, just without me. For a moment I considered turning around, but something inside me said enough. I walked toward their table. The laughter stopped. My son looked up, his face turning pale. "Dad." His wife lowered her eyes. Her mother looked annoyed rather than embarrassed. I smiled politely. "What a surprise. I thought you were too busy to have dinner tonight." Nobody answered. The silence grew louder than every conversation in the restaurant. Finally, my son said this dinner was planned a long time ago. I nodded. So was my birthday. He could not look me in the eyes. His wife quietly whispered that they had not wanted to hurt me. Her mother interrupted. "Sometimes older people expect too much from younger families." Those words hit harder than anything else. Older people expect too much. I remembered every night I worked overtime to pay my son's school fees. I remembered selling my favorite car to help him buy his first apartment. I remembered standing beside his hospital bed when he was sick for weeks. Apparently those years had become expectations. I thanked them for their honesty. Then I asked the waiter for a microphone. The restaurant became completely silent. I introduced myself. "Good evening, everyone. Today is my 70th birthday." I invited my son to dinner, but he was too busy. Luckily, I discovered he found enough time to celebrate with other family members instead. People looked toward our table. I held up my small birthday cake. I said I had planned to blow out one candle alone. Instead, I wanted to share this cake with everyone in the restaurant who had ever felt forgotten by someone they loved. An elderly couple stood and applauded. Then another table joined. Soon the entire restaurant was clapping. Complete strangers came over to wish me a happy birthday. Children sang happy birthday. The waiter brought extra plates. The restaurant owner refused to let me pay for anything. Several customers asked to take pictures together. Meanwhile, my son sat frozen. He watched strangers treat his father with more kindness than he had shown all day. After the celebration ended, I thanked everyone.